Welcome our dear listeners to Alpha TVN Rwanda. My name is Alpha Nibijira. We are going to inform you. This is our information from international scene. In this our news, we are going to be with the many companies like MUA Insurance and the others like Ekolawigire Training Center and the Stay Kigali. Ghana gets first envoy resident in Kigali as Kaboneka joins the Human Rights Commission. Ghana will have its first High Commissioner with the resident in Kigali after a cabinet meeting approved the appointment of Ernest Y. Ampolfolo as the West African countries envoy. About 20 African countries now have established the embassies in Kigali. The cabinet, which was chaired by President Paul Kagame, also approved the appointments of ambassadors extraordinary and plenipotentiary Brigadier General Mamale Kamara of Mali and Alexander Polyakov of Russia, both with the residence in Kigali. The cabinet meeting also made multiple appointments in various institutions, including the Office of the President, the Ministry of Infrastructure, the Rwanda Housing Authority, and the National Commission for Human Rights Watch. Among the appointments made by the cabinet was Francis Kaboneka, the former minister of local government, who is now a commissioner of the National Commission for Human Rights. Besides Kaboneka, Tadeo Twizere was also appointed a commissioner in the Rights Commission. Meanwhile, Dr. Lasina Zelibo was appointed the energy advisor and member of the Strategy and Policy Council in the office of the President. In the Minister of Infrastructure, Jean Bosco Mugiraneza was appointed the Director General for Energy. Dr. Jack Ngalambe, Director General for Urbanization, Human Settlement and the Housing, ni Gema and the Gema Manilaruta is the Director General in charge of water and sanitation, and Emmanuel Nuwamanya, Planning Analyst. Mugiraneza, who has been in the same position but in acting capacity, has among other duties previously served as the CEO of Rwanda Energy Group. At Rwanda Housing Authority, Emmanuel Ahabwe was appointed the head of social and affordable housing development. Alexia Busa, head for public buildings and the assets management. Fabrice Sebagira, head of building construction and rehabilitation, and Giselle Amizero, division manager for building regulation, inspector and the audits, and the Shimimana Haruna, coordinator of the single project implementation unit. At the Road Maintenance Fund, Patrick Emiri Baganizi was appointed the Director General. In the Ministry of Justice, Michael Butera was appointed the Chief Technical Advisor. At the National Public Prosecution Authority, Butera Oscar and the Sibomana Stanislas were appointed the National Prosecutors. In Uganda, Iranian envoy assures Uganda on ties after Raisi death. The Iranian ambassador, Mr. Majid Safar, has assured the government of Uganda of the continued strong diplomatic ties they recently established despite the death of President Ibrahim Raisi. Speaking to the media in Kampala yesterday, Ambassador Safar said, according to the constitution, A new government must be established after 50 days, and he expects the team to continue for stalling the relationship. Ambassador Safa added that since establishing bilateral relations with Uganda, several Iranian diplomats have visited Uganda on various occasions. Ambassador Safa explained that the terrain along the Azerbaijani-Iran border is mountainous, and despite adverse weather conditions, President Raisi was determined to visit certain area to contribute to the national. Raisi and 7 other people on board the helicopter died in the crash on Sunday. Iran has declared 5 days of mourning, and Mr. Abdullah Abbas, the cultural counselor of the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran, expressed the satisfaction of the supreme leader of the Islamic Revolution of Iran and the Iranian people with the President Raisi and his government. During President Raisi's visit to Uganda in July 2023, 4 cooperative agreements were signed to strengthen ties between the two nations. These agreements covered visa waivers, agricultural cooperation, the establishment of a joint permanent intergovernmental commission. Let's go in South Africa, who will be leader of this country after the May 29th election. Below are key facts about Mr. Ramaphosa and the main opposition leaders, John Steenhuisen of the Democratic Alliance, Julius Malema of the Economic Freedom Fighters, and Jacob Zuma of Umkhonto we Sizwe. South Africa's election looks set to be the most tightly contested since the end of apartheid, with the opinion polls suggesting that the governing African National Congress may lose its majority for the first time after 30 years in power. The ANC is still expected to win the largest share of the vote, so its leader, President Cyril Ramaphosa, is likely to remain in office unless he faces an internal challenge if the party is perceived to have performed badly. If it falls short of majority, it will have to negotiate a coalition or some other form of deal with the other parties. Below are key facts about Mr. Ramaphosa and the main opposition leaders, John Steenhuisen of the Democratic Alliance and Julius Malema of the Economic Freedom Fighters, and again Jacob Zuma of Umkhonto we Sizwe. Cyril Ramaphosa, African National Congress, and Mr. Ramaphosa has 71 years old, rose to prominence in the 1980 as a union leader. Spearheading a major miners' strike, he became ANC Secretary General in 1991. And was a leading negotiator in talks with the South Africa's then white minority government that led to the end of apartheid and the advent of democracy in 1994. He left in politics in 1996 during Nelson Mandela's presidency to focus on business. Hishanduka Holdings grew into one of the biggest black-owned investment vehicles in South Africa, making him one of the country's wealthiest business leader. With the President Zuma engulfed in scandal, Mr. Ramaphosa replaced him as ANC leader in 2017 and as president in 2018, leading the party to victory in the 2019 national election, albeit with a diminished majority. He faced a scandal of his own in 2022 after the theft of over $500,000 in cash from his farm raised questions about the origin of the funds, but still won election as ANC leader that year. He denies wrongdoing and has not been charged with any offense. Any other country, let us enter in this country in which called Kenya. A missing climber Cheluiyot Kiluwi found dead on Mount Everest. A daring mission by Kenyan hiker to conquer Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world, has ended in death. Mr. Cheluiyot Kiluwi, an accomplished climber who had reached the peak of Mount Kenya more than 10 times, were missing above 80,000 meters on Mount Everest on Wednesday. He was found dead on Thursday morning. He's and with the profound sadness, the people said like that at above. With the profound sadness, we share the news of Kenyan mountaineer Cheluiyot Kiluwi passing on Mount Everest. His body was found a few meters below the summit point of Mount Everest. This is the Ellipos Everest today, which covers the mountaineering over the high Himalayas and the Karakoram, with a special focus on 80,000 meter peaks. The Himalayan Times on Thursday reported that Mr. Kiluwi's body was discovered by a rescue team from 7 Summit Treks, the organizers of the expedition that involved the hikers from other countries, including the UK and Nepal. The fate of Mr. Nawanga Sherpa, who was with Mr. Kiluwi in the death zone, altitudes above 80,000 meters, is still unknown, according to base camp officials. The banker who works for Kenya Commercial Bank reportedly attempted to scale Everest without using supplemental oxygen before he went out of contact from the Bishop local zone. At extreme altitude 5,500 up to 80,000 and above meters, supplementary oxygen can be used to prevent the effect of several hypoxia, a condition in which not enough oxygen reaches the body's tissues. Out of Mount Everest has been climbed without supplemental oxygen. Most climbers use their air backup once they hit 60,000 meters above sea level. But before embarking on the hike, Mr. Kiluwi had said that climbing with the supplemental oxygen would not be a big challenge, and that is not what he wanted. He was attempting to reach the summit of the world's highest mountain above sea level in his quest to test the limitations of the human body. Mount Everest, which straddles the border of China and Nepal, stands 80,000 and above meters, which means is 29,000 and above feet as a tall mountain. Let us go in Tanzania. 11 people killed in Mutibwa sugar factory blast in Tanzania. That is a sad news. Morogoro, at least 11 people were killed and 2 others injured after a blast at Mutibwa sugar factory in Tuliani, Morogoro. Officials from the fire and the rescue brigade have confirmed the blast occurred after the factory's heating system exploded as the workers were preparing to start sugar production. Speaking to the Citizen sister paper Mwananchi on Saturday, May 23rd in 2024, Morogoro Regional Fire and Rescue Commander Shabani Malugujo said the explosion occurred at 1 a.m. May 23rd. The cause of the explosion is still unknown. He added investigations have been launched. Thank you for being with us, our dear listeners, in this our international scene. My name is Alpha Nibijira. This is Alpha TV in Rwanda. We have been together with the Kola Wigire Training Center. That is a school teaching teaches the students for work, the soap and others from their Kimisagara place near to Adepeli Church, the place located called the Nationally. And we have been together with the MUA Insurance, the company of insurance, the branch of Nyabugogo near to Bank of Kigali. And we have been together with the guest house called the Stay Kigali there in Nyarujenje district near to Kinamba, there that place in near to around about allocated there. So thanks for being with us, our dear listeners. We wish you a good day.
Kola Wigire Training Center ishuri ry'Igihanga kwigisha abantu gukora amasabune n'amavuta, kwigisha gukora shampoo, kwigisha abantu gukora glycerine, kwigisha abantu gukora amaji, kuvanga amarange, kwigisha business, dukorera abantu imishinga, dukora ibintu byiza, tugaragara ku mbuga kuri YouTube channel tugaragaza ibyo dukora, ibintu byacu birafatika, dukora amamashini ajyanye n'amasabune, ibintu byacu ni fresh. Ni mutugane tubafashe, ni Kimisagara Nationali ruguru gatoya ya ADPR. Hari icyapa uzakibona kimanitse utaragera kuri 40. Kola Wigire Training Center. Karibu tubana. Kuko dusanzwe tubana ku mbuga zitandukanye kuri YouTube channel, ni Kola Wigire Diogene Sokumeki. Ikigo cyitwa Kola Wigire Training Center Kimisagara Nationali hafi ya ADPR muri metero 150 uvuye kuri ADPR. Utega akamoto uvuye Nyabugogo cyangwa ukazamuka n'amaguru ku Nkunda Amahoro, wateza akamoto muri 400 kakahakugeza ubundi ukaza tukiga. Ducumbikira abantu bo hirya no hino baje kwiga bavuye mu ntara zitandukanye. Turi gufasha benshi kandi pe hari benshi bari kwiteza imbere kubera uyu mwuga w'amasabune. Na amasabune, na amavuta, na amashampo, ni zaji, no kuvanga amarange, no kwigira abantu imishinga ibyara inyungu n'ibindi bitandukanye. Muze mutugane muri Kola Wigire, ibintu birashoboka, ubuzima burahinduka, muze kandi muzanyurwa. Kola Wigire Training Center Kimisagara Nationali.
Muraho, nitwa Nigena Josiane, nkaba nkorera company yitwa MUA Insurance ishami rya Nyabugogo. Product dutanga harimo motor insurance, harimo fire insurance, general accident insurance, engineering insurance, Bama bonds, marine insurance, money insurance, travel insurance, aviation insurance n'izindi. Twabashishikarizaga rero kutugana, dutanga service nziza. Tukaba twari mu kimbere ya Beka mu etage y'uwitwa Jacobo, etage ifatanye na station SP. Ikaze rero ni karibu. MUA Insurance ni ya kera, imaze igihe iri gukora cyane kuko yahinduye izina. Mbere yitwaga Phoenix Insurance, ubu ngubu yitwa MUA Insurance. Ikaze bakiriya beza, murakoze.